talk about issues larger than probably just us sitting in here today. But I want to talk a little bit today about Siler City. I want to talk about the fact that on March 19th, we held our second meeting of all the elected officials of Chatham County. The Board of Education, the Board of Commissioners, the Town Commissioners, the mayors, all their key staff. Our first meeting was held about 2 months before that at the Central Carolina Community College, where we basically put them through a real tough brainstorming session to talk about some of the key needs of Chatham County in the short term and the long term. And they did a great job to be able to give us some wonderful feedback and some great ideas by which we can put some form on. The second meeting, though, was entirely different. It was not your usual business meeting. We asked each individual mayor and county commissioner, George, relative to the Board of Commissioners of the county, Randy, Mayor Bowler of Pittsboro, Tim Cunnip of Glasson, and Mayor Charlie Turner of Siler City. That evening, we said, let's effectively listen and richly listen to each other on what we had to say to each other about how we can basically work together as a team. I was extremely proud of every individual in that room that night that spoke, whether at the dais or from their chair. And it was especially, I say, very gratifying to me to listen to Mayor Turner, because Mayor Turner got up and said the following, and I remember it very well. He said, basically, what we need in Siler City are jobs. We need jobs. We are hurting in Siler City, and we need jobs. And he didn't say it that way. He said it with emotion that touched my heart. And I will tell you this, to this day, I have thought about Charlie's comments ever since that night. And the thing about it is, I also think, and I recall about something that happened to me years and years before. I remember I was on the stand in a National Labor Relations case, a lawsuit against my company at that time, and I was on the stand for 6 hours on the first day and 4 hours the second day. And at one of the breaks in the second day, one of the association members came up to me, who was actually suing my company, and said, hey Joe, I want to tell you one thing. You've done a great job running this company and everything else. This is not personal. And I looked at him and I said, it's personal. It's darn personal. And how can you not interweave your principles and your values into your business life and your personal life? We have a set of principles that we all abide by and are honored to. And so therefore, it was personal. And when Charlie Turner said to me what he said in that room that night, it was personal. And it became personal. And that's why we're here today in Siler City. That's why we're featuring this wonderful building. And that's why at the same time, I'm very proud to be able to let you know, in case you didn't know, that the Golden Leaf Foundation has commissioned and granted a study for us to be able to go into a very aggressive marketing project using very focused software and other things to be able to actually find and market to the emerging companies throughout the United States that could be attracted to Siler City. It's specifically for, at this point, Siler City. And if you're in Pittsboro or the elements of the county, or you happen to be in Glasson, you would not be jealous of this, you would be supportive of this. And I can guarantee you, every one of those mayors that evening on that March 19th said very simply that this was the thing to do. And so to Siler City, we say to you that basically we are going to work very aggressively with you in representing the EDC as well, and with the Centers for Competitive Economies out of Keenan, Flagler, at UNC, to make this really happen and put some form and substance behind this thing, where we can actually go out and market Siler City in a very aggressive manner. Now, why I say that is because many times in the past, a lot of EDCs make wait for the phone to ring. They wait for the Department of Commerce to send them referrals. You don't run your business that way, and we're not going to run the EDC that way. We're going to aggressively market Chatham County. We're going to go visit people, and if it takes getting on a bus or a plane or whatever the case is, we're going to put Chatham County on their radar screen if it's not on there today. And that's our intent. So to you, Mayor Turner, it's personal. Now, I would like to shift and tell you a little bit about our keynote speaker. I was going to kind of just gloss over his resume until I looked at it more and more last evening, watching Pittsburgh and versus Washington Capitals in a hockey game. So I would have to say to you, Secretary Crisco, I did look at this as much as I should, but I did get interrupted a few times. I'm going to read a little bit about your Secretary of Commerce. J. Keith Crisco was appointed Secretary of Commerce by Governor Bev Perdue in January 2009. He brings 38 years of experience in business and commerce to the position. Keith earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics and physics from Pfeiffer University in Meisenheimer and a master's degree in business administration from Harvard University. After graduate school, the Stanley County native worked as assistant to the executive vice president for Burling Industries. He worked for the company for 10 years, including his original stint from 1970 to 71 as a White House Fellow in Washington, D.C., as assistant to the U.S. Secretary of Commerce during the Nixon administration. Then he was moved on to other areas like Chicago and New York City. For more than 20 years, Keith served as president and chairman of Asheboro Elastics Corporation, a company he formed with partners in 1986. This highly successful company has offices in 7 countries, manufacturing facilities in Central America and the United States, and sales around the world. Prior to that, he worked for 8 years as president of Stedman Elastics in Asheboro. Crisco Keith has served on Randolph Community College Board for 16 years, has been an active member of UNC School of Public Health Advisory Council, has been an active with the NC Community Foundation, Action for Children North Carolina, and various land trusts and environmental organizations. His personal interests include country music, genealogy, and baseball. I don't know if he's a Red Sox fan or Yankee fan. He's a Red Sox fan. He and his wife Jane have 3 children, 6 grandchildren. They live in Asheboro in the town of Oriental in Pamlico County. Let's have a nice, well-rounded applause.